Okay, so I be seeing a lot of women saying nowadays, like, men don't really chase women like they used to. What happened? You know what I'm saying? Men not like they used to be. And it's like, nowadays, a lot of women ain't nothing to chase. Back in our grandma day and back in the day when women were provided for and when women were taken care of, a man actually had to put in a certain kind of work to get certain benefits from women. They had to marry a woman to have a baby with her. They had to marry her to get her in the house cooking and cleaning. Nowadays, women give a man everything for the bare minimum. Like, these men had to go to the strip clubs to see a girl undressed. Nowadays, women just do it for free just because they feel like they can. It's like women need to pick a lane. Like, you cannot be a 304 and a housewife. Y'all be talking about how y'all want to get tricked on and y'all don't care what men think, but then in the same breath, y'all talk about how y'all want to be taken care of and y'all want to be provided for. Like, y'all delusional. Like, y'all part of the problem. Like, men change because women change. Like, y'all not like y'all was back in the day at all.
What is a man supposed to gain from chasing? You don't even get exclusivity anymore. She's still accessible to everyone else.
I don't understand why men of nowadays are no longer resilient with chasing women. If a woman gives them the number and they call the woman and she doesn't pick, let's say she was at work, that's it. He's no longer going to call you again. I want to understand what has changed. Back in the day, if you meet a beautiful woman and you like her, you get her number from her. She might prove hard at first, but you strike a very good conversation. You get her number. Immediately you get home that day, you are calling her. Hey, what's up? How are you doing? You really made me smile. You know, I think we should get to speak more and get to know ourselves. You chat her up every morning before you go to work. You call her in the evening when you come back from work. You continuously keep on talking to her. You try to ask her to get on a date with you. She might give you some excuses here and there, but men have always been known to be chasers, to pursue women. Now, when I say pursue women, I don't mean the toxic type where the woman does not care about you. She blatantly doesn't want you and you're still pursuing. No, you can see that this woman has some interest in you. She's missed your call maybe once or twice and you just give up. I don't understand why men of nowadays no longer chase women, especially black men raised abroad. Black men in the UK, I don't know about America, but black men in the UK do not chase women. A woman wants to feel needed. She wants to feel wanted. Forget about this equality nonsense. A man should chase a woman. You get her number, you call her, check in on her. Even when she misses your call, you call her. Be agile, chase a woman. Let her wake up to seeing your missed calls. At some point, you don't have to care if she's reciprocating, because at that point, you are the one that likes her. So what you're trying to do is bring her to a point where she pays attention to you and then she will now like you. I'm not saying chase women who don't like you, but as a man who's chasing a woman, you need to understand that there is that window period where you might have to almost do all of the work, do most of the calling, do most of the checking in, do most of the planning of the date, try to get her to meet you and all of that stuff. It is normal. It is not. This is how life used to be. I don't understand why men are just sitting down and expecting women to call them. If a woman misses their call only once, they give up, they delete their numbers. What is going on? What's happening? You can't tell me that no woman is worth your time and your energy to chase her. You can't tell me that. Yes, there are a few not okay women, but there are still lots of women that deserve to be chased and pursued. So what is going on?
Stop spending your life pursuing women. This mindset has destroyed countless men. In 2025, chasing is a losing strategy.
What happened to men pursuing girls? When was the pivotal moment that a man chose to not go after a girl anymore or put in any effort? It seems like guys can just put the bare minimum and not even really put in effort anymore. They don't really care to. Or they're like, why don't girls just go and make the first move and make the effort? When did it become a thing? Now it's like role reversal where they expect girls to be making the first moves, yearning for a guy and chasing him. That is, I feel like, the downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone, because men don't put in effort anymore or don't care to put in effort. And a relationship won't work unless the guy likes the girl just a tiny little bit more. He has to like her just the tiniest bit more for it to work in the long haul. So it would make sense if a guy really wanted to get to know you, that he would go leaps and bounds to get to know you. And when did that shift? Because back in my mom's era, if a guy wanted to take you out on a date, he had to go up to you, he had to get your number, he had to go through lengths to try to talk to you, even if you weren't interested at first. How my parents met? They met at a bar, and my dad asked for my mom to dance, and my mom was like, get out of here. She wanted nothing to do with him. If he had just left and listened to her, they would have never gotten married, they would have never had kids. But he was persistent. He wanted to take her out on a date so badly. He was like, what do I have to do to take you out on a date? She was working late their first date, so he went to her work, picked her up, prepped a dinner, took her to a park, just planned the whole thing. He wrote her poetry. He was yearning. How my aunt and my uncle met. My aunt was a dancer on a cruise ship, and he was the photographer. And he was persistent. She overheard him one night saying to his buddy, he was like, I'm gonna marry that girl. He had just met her. And now they're married and they have 2 kids together. I don't hear anything like that now. Now we're praising eye contact. Now we're praising if a guy held a door open to us and smiled. That is what we're praising. It feels so backwards. I just wonder when it shifted. Because I feel like that is the whole downfall of why it's so hard to meet someone now. Because men just don't care anymore.
Ask the bear, then. We can give 1,000% effort, and many women will still call it the bare minimum.
Asking you out for coffee as a first date? Go ahead and block him right now. Quickly. Men only ask women out for coffee for the first date if 1, they're cheap, and 2, he's not actually sure he's interested in you. Don't you want a man that's sure he's interested in you? I've heard from the horse's mouth themselves. Men have told me they only take women on coffee dates if they're not sure they want to pursue the girl. So at the end of the date, if he changes his mind, if he gets the ick, he says, well, at least I only spent $20 on coffee. I know that you know you're worth more than $20 for coffee, whether he's sure or not. So get rid of him, babe. Your husband.
Oh God, there's so many of these comments. Listen, any woman that is watching this right now, if you are seeking serious, intentional relationships, coffee dates are unacceptable. You should not be accepting coffee dates because they are low investment. These are low investment dates. Yes, go and look it up. Go and look at the definition. Coffee dates, these kind of dates, walking dates, okay, let's go for a walk, let's go for a stroll, these kind of things, these are low investment dates. I don't care what you have to say, okay? I don't care. I don't care. I'll die on the hill. And I'll tell you why they're low investment dates. Because these dates require minimal effort. I'm going to say that again. Minimal effort and planning and cost from the man. And all of these things, yes, all of these things are a reflection of how much the man cares and how intentional the man is being. Okay? Nobody's using their brain here. You see how everyone goes from one extreme to another? It's either coffee or a 5-star dinner. How about the other 100 things that you can do? No one's really used their brain. No one's thought about the other things that you can do. Because here's the thing, I never said dinner. Did I say dinner in this video? No. Everybody just let their emotions take over them. Yeah. You need to learn how to compose your emotions and really dissect something. Okay? A lot of you are out here letting your emotions take over you. Learn how to compose your emotions, okay? You shouldn't be triggered by a video. I never once said dinner. I never once said dinner in this video. Go and watch it again. I never said dinner. You see how triggered you get? Okay. So now that we've kind of unpacked that, let's go back to why, if you are a woman who is seeking serious, intentional relationships currently, right now in 2025, you should not be accepting coffee dates. Ignore the other men in the comments. They're trying to shame you for having standards. Because if you have standards, if you have high standards as a woman, and I have high standards as a woman, and then the other woman, and then the other woman, no man is getting picked. Okay? It's in their interest to say this in the comments. So, ladies, I need you to come here with me. Ignore the men in the comments, all right? Just block out the noise. Listen to what I'm telling you right now, please. Some of you are very new here on my page. Maybe you should go and look at my content and see what I teach. Low investment dates require minimal effort and planning and cost from the man, which is a reflection of how much he cares and how intentional that man is being. And I don't know about you guys, but if I see those things from a man from the beginning, I'm out. That's not attractive to me. I'm repulsed by that. Okay? It's not about being high maintenance, and it's not about being demanding, okay? Again, ignore the men in the comments. They want you to settle. They want you to settle. It's 2025. We don't settle. We don't need to. Raise your standards and keep them high. The man is meant to meet those standards. If he can't, bye. Bye. Next. I don't care. Not wasting time. Next. There's literally a man waiting to take your spot, and he can do those things. So, goodbye. Okay?
Fine. Keep your standards high, but be prepared to stay alone. Low investment usually matches low-quality people. Men value the money we work hard for, and we're not throwing it away on someone we barely know or someone who hasn't proven she's worth it.
The art of chasing does not exist anymore. The art of proper courting a woman does not exist anymore.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I just want to feel
Like
desired.
a girl, feminine. I want to feel like
wanna
the
feel
feminine
like-
energy, not the masculine energy.
And I'll tell you this. I want to feel like if he has me, his eyes aren't wandering, if there's something better. I want him to be like, whoa, you are it. That's fucking amazing. And that's it. I just want to, you know what I want? My type of guy, call me back. That's all I want.
No, wait, they call you back.
Okay, so
Yeah, but
here's
come on.
I'm actually writing a book about a lot of the things that you just said. And the energy I think to give off to get that, because it is rare, but
Yes.
it's out there, is you are lucky to be in my presence. I still we've known each other since we were 12, give off that energy. Like
Whoa.
if you go away from me, like you don't get access to this.
Yes.
You don't get access to this personality. You don't get access to these boobs. You don't get access to this
No,
witty,
it's
funny,
true.
charming personality. They should be so lucky.
Men are born hunter-gatherers. They are literally the lion looking for prey. And if you're just the gazelle that walks into his mouth, he's not going to want it because he didn't have to work for it. He didn't have to try for it. There's no effort that he had to put in. And I want to be a sprinting gazelle. I don't want to walk
And this
right
is the
in
thing.
there.
I have to say that Sistine and I were very masculine in our career. So we're very much someone that loves
Yeah.
to be go-getters. We're love to plan things. We are the loudest usually in the room with our friends. We have the most jokes. We like to just hold an audience. But when it comes to a relationship, we want that to be taken away from us and have a guy
That's
be in
true.
control. And so I think that's been the hardest part is a lot of these guys that we go on dates with, they forget the balance and the dynamic and they kind of give it to us. And unfortunately, it's easy for us to take it.
Notice how they never mention what he actually gets in return. That's a major red flag. Honestly, who wants to chase after bills and demands?
That's how you need to be. And the funny thing is, the men in the comments deep down know how a man who is truly serious about a woman moves. Don't try and gaslight my girls. You guys know exactly how you move when it's the woman of your dreams. So, this takes me back to being intentional. It is about the intent. It is not about the price of the date. Nobody said the price. Nobody's mentioning money. It's about the intention. Did you go out of your way to plan this date? Did you take things into consideration? Did you ask yourself, where should I take this girl? Or did you just say, I'm just trying to save money and I got another girl that I'm seeing tomorrow and the day after and I just need to see who I want to pick. So you know what? I'm just going to give them all coffee dates. A man who is truly serious about you is typically going to make more effort, ladies, okay? Ignore everything else and listen. Listen to me. I am sick, but I'm doing this video. A man who is serious is going to move different. And it's not going to be a chore for him, by the way. You know why? Because you are the kind of woman that he wants to be with. He wants to be with you, okay? You've been speaking. You already tick a lot of his boxes. He's got a good vibe from you. Oh, yeah. Remember how I said, you know, don't accept it because it's a vibe check? Yeah, you need to be doing the vibe check before. Yeah. And you need to be going on dates with people that you're excited about. Some of you are in my comments saying, oh my God, imagine being stuck on a date with somebody that you don't like. Okay. Well, that's a reflection of your poor choices. And clearly you don't have a very strong vetting process, which is quite concerning. Men and women, okay? I'm here obviously helping the women, but you know what, men? I advise you to have a very strong vetting process, okay? You also need to be vetting these women. So I don't know why some of you are saying, oh, but imagine you don't like the girl. Why are you going out with her? That's so strange. A high-value man really, really respects his time. He values himself so much. He has very strong boundaries. He has a vetting process. He's also going to test the woman in the beginning. So I don't really understand what's going on here. Are you guys just speed dating? Like, what's happening here? Very confused. Yeah, very confused. Anyway, if you're a woman right now seeking serious intentional connections, do not accept coffee dates. Okay? It's low investment and it's a cost-effective way of doing a vibe check on you. And I'm sorry, you are so much better than that. And nobody said anything about dinner. There's so many things that man can plan. But the fact that he just wants to take you to coffee, that says everything. That is a huge reflection of his behavior. And guess what? By the way, people always say, oh, a date, you're just going to see if you like the person. You know, there's no importance on a date. No, first dates are really important. They're very important. You know why? Because they set the precedent. So how you show up on that date really determines how the rest of that connection is going to go. So if you're the kind of woman that signals to him that, you know what, I'm just happy with this $5 coffee date, you've set the tone. You've set the tone of how this is going to go. A guy who's really serious about you is actually going to take pride in planning a date for you. He's going to be excited. It's not going to be annoying for him. It's not going to be a chore for him. He is genuinely excited. He's enthusiastic about seeing you. So he wants to know, what's your favorite cuisine? What do you like right now? What do you want to do? What's on your list of activities? What are your hobbies? He's going to plan a date. That is something that you will enjoy because he wants to show you he values your time. He's not going to say, let's go for a coffee, because he wants it to be special. He wants it to be personalized. How many people have you said, let's go for a coffee to? Good night.
This is why men are pulling back from first dates and from dating altogether. Too many women overthink everything, weaponize their standards, expect extravagant gestures, and criticize every small action. Dating has turned into stress, not connection.
Not picking on you per se, but I think the term high value was invented to manipulate people, and let me explain why. So the whole high value thing came to be, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, from Red Pill content, where a bunch of men came together and decided what was a high value woman and what was a high value man. Now, second became these dating women coaches, which, by the way, I think it's all BS. So let me put it out. And they decided to pander to women by saying, high value women do this, high value women do that. And then men are going, high value men do this, high value. And then everybody thinks that they're better than everybody else. It's an entitled mindset, and it is used to manipulate you. There was a whole thing where it's like, I think Kevin Samuels was the one. I can't stand that man. He is gone off of this earth, but I believe he might have been one of the first ones to do this whole high value thing. Like, single moms don't have value, promiscuous women don't have value. And while you can argue that those things might deem you less desirable to the 1% men, which is fine, because if you are a 1% man, you probably have tons of options. And maybe you don't need to date a single mom. That's not saying that 1% men don't find single moms attractive either. But I think when someone says that high value men don't chase, they attract, I think that's silly. High value, if there's a such thing as high value men, because I think that's stupid, like I said, then I think a high value man would be more of a traditional alpha male, and he would pursue, not chase. And I think that a lot of men fail to realize that pursuing and chasing are two different things. Any man who's called themselves high value is nobody I want. I'm just being honest. Like, they're usually arrogant. They're usually misogynistic. A real man, a real even alpha male doesn't go around calling himself an alpha. He doesn't call himself high value. He lives his life in a quiet confidence. He is not turned off by a woman that maybe isn't perfect. He goes for the quality of the human rather than their circumstances. And that's what I think to be a true high value man. Same for a woman. If a woman goes around calling herself high value and says, I'm not going to date a guy who makes under six figures, I'm not dating a guy who's under 6'4", I think that is a form of insecurity. This is just me being honest. These are my opinions. I just think it's so subjective what someone values. And the whole dating coach culture and the whole red pill culture of women and men being high value has made everybody entitled and narcissistic and selfish. And nobody even knows what a quality human is because they're so obsessed with themselves that they don't even know what a quality human is. This is a tangent. It's not really about you, but it made me think about this topic. Okay.
Kevin Samuels called this long before it became mainstream.
I made a video saying if a man doesn't chase women, what does he chase? Dick. It was a serious question, but then a bunch of angry men got in the comment sections, wrote their opinions, which is completely fair, which is completely fine, but now it's my turn. So when I say chase women, I'm sorry for not being more specific. I will take full accountability because I know when talking to men, you have to be very, very specific. So I know this, I should know better. But what I really meant is being more persistent, deciding, you know what, this is the woman I like, and if she doesn't text me back, then I'm going to send a double text, right? I'm going to do a little chasing because she's the woman, and I'm not going to sit up here and try to match her energy because she is a woman and I am a man, right? So maybe if I don't get a text back, instead of waiting, call her. Maybe I could show some consistency. That's more so what I meant. But because I know men are scary creatures that do scary things to women, I know why it got blown out of context, because when you guys hear chase women, you think of actually chasing down a woman that's showing absolutely no interest in you and wants to be left the fuck alone. The second comment that I saw that was very common is that you guys don't chase women because you're chasing money. And all I'm gonna say about that is you're a fucking liar. And even if you are, chasing it, a lot of the comments I saw is like, oh, well, if a woman really likes you, you don't have to chase her. Well, the money must not like you then, because it's fucking running way faster than you ever could.
If men chase, it's a problem. If men don't chase, it's still a problem.
I am so sick of everyone on TikTok pretending they're too good for coffee dates these days. I searched no coffee dates and it brought up way too many examples to even count. Why I say no to coffee dates, no coffee dates, no coffee dates for me. Or even this girl telling you to talk like someone from HR to be like, try again. Which aside from being rude is just such a horrible first impression to make. Let's start off with the first objection that coffee dates aren't romantic. Good. This is most likely a first date. This is a stranger. That's normal. You don't know each other. Quit expecting romance that early. The benefit here is that it's probably taking place in the middle of the day, so at least you know he's not trying to sleep with you. The second objection I hear is that it's low effort. Yeah, you can show up in jeans. That's normal. It's a first date. I repeat, he does not know you yet. Taking time out of his day, paying for your coffee, asking you out, that's the amount of effort he owes you. You owe him showing up, being polite, and putting in the amount of effort into your appearance that you normally would when you go out and see anyone. And quit trying to game out what kind of effort a guy will make in the long term anyway. You're just making yourself neurotic. And all of this just shows how people these days are putting so much more emphasis on the actual date rather than getting to know the person because they're terrified of that sort of closeness. So they'd rather feel like they have the upper hand and make up rules for the guy to follow that they just found on TikTok. Bottom line is, if you're single and you're saying no to coffee dates just because it's coffee, your shallowness is the reason that you're actually single.
For men, coffee dates, or something simple, make the most sense. It's about checking vibe and chemistry, not impressing someone with a price tag.
All right, so I saw the video of this woman talking about a coffee date and how she was, above a coffee date, how, she decided to go get herself her own food or whatever. I see a lot of women who talk about coffee dates and they're like, I could never, that's the bare minimum. If a man tries to bring you on a coffee date, he just thinks less of you and it's a bare minimum. Listen, I just think a lot of women are just foolish. Y'all are just foolish, to be honest with you. And this is not all women, but the women who think this way. A coffee date is just an icebreaker for a man to get to know you. It ain't that serious. A lot of y'all are just hungry. Just be honest. Just say that you're hungry. Just say that. Because the woman who said she didn't, she turned down a coffee date, she went and got a bowl of soup, a burger, and something else. Just say you hungry. God damn it. Just say you wanted more food. And then she said the food only cost $25. So if you had told the man, look, I just want some food. I'm hungry. I don't want just coffee. I'm pretty sure $25 would have been sufficient. But it's a lot of these women who are entitled and y'all want steak houses and all root Chris on a first date because you hungry as hell and you refuse to just tell the man you hungry. You want some food. You ain't ate in a while. And you didn't have the money to spend all that money on some food. So I would love for you to just go and get me some food because I'm just starving. Instead of playing around and acting like y'all so above a man and he can't just take you to a goddamn place, coffee, lunch, or ice cream, or walk in the park and have a snack. Like, there ain't nothing wrong with that. I don't know. And then it be the most facially challenged, the most biggest chicks. I don't know. I ain't even trying to be mean because I don't even want to go there. But I'm saying it's the ones who are challenged in some way or another who has the biggest expectations for these men. If a man is offering to take you out and you are interested, be happy with that. I ain't saying you got to go out with anybody, but if a man that you are interested in and he's interested in you want to take you out, just go on a date. Go on a coffee, lunch date, have a drink, have a snack, something, and have that conversation to see if y'all have something in common, if y'all could build together. If not, just keep it moving and stop making videos, because a lot of people don't be believing what y'all be saying because it just don't sound right. I'm just saying.
They act like a $500 date will magically change their feelings when it absolutely won't.
So, what do you personally think is wrong with dating today?
I feel like they want princess treatment, like they're not men.
You said princess treatment?
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Like men need princess treatment?
Yeah, like they don't want to be like men, you know?
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. No more men?
I think the problem is that men like to be petty and sassy, and they wait for you to text them first.
Yeah.
They wait for you to slide up on their stories, and it's like, I'm the girl, so I'm not gonna do that, so we're not gonna go anywhere.
All right, tell your man slay queen.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, what do you think?
I think that social media just sets super unrealistic standards for relationships, and like it just fucks everything up. So yeah, men suck. I think social media just like puts like them in a whole other world, like bro.
I mean, y'all are pretty good looking. You guys look amazing. So I'm pretty sure that you guys get hella DMs. Yeah?
I can't say because I'm gonna text.
Can't say, huh? Okay. And one last question for you guys. Why don't men chase anymore?
Because they're girls. They want to be girls.
Because men think they're the prize now. But I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree with
No.
both. Yeah, they think they're all that. They're not. So.
What's your names?
Alani,
Naomi,
Ruby.
Okay. And where are y'all from?
We're from like the IE. Yeah.
Okay.
Just stop being bitches. Yeah.
Be a man.
Be a man.
For them. All right. Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Bye.
Wait, where can we find you?
Women don't even want to embrace being women anymore, yet they expect men to behave like simps. They're upset because their old leverage over men isn't working. Men of value are finally realizing they are the prize, and beautiful women are not rare anymore. Ever notice that men aren't here to boost your ego?
When you say I don't chase women, my first initial thought is, well, then go find your man. You likely aren't making plans. You aren't initiating conversation. Your text messages are really dry. What are you doing? Are you wanting the woman to chase you? Because if that's the case, then you probably aren't even into women. You're probably into men. I just don't get it when men say things like this. You probably don't text first in the morning. You don't say good morning. You don't say good night. You don't check in. Like, you want to be single. That's what you should be. If you're not pursuing a woman, then you want to be a woman. Like, this is the problem with guys nowadays. They're so fucking feminine that they want the women to do their job. No.
We're not props meant to chase you, entertain you, or worship your filters. Dating isn't everyone's mission in life. Some of us are busy building something real, not running behind Botox, attitude, and baggage pretending to be high value. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to follow for more. Thanks for watching MGTOW Voice. Show us your love by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Support us and help spread awareness for men around the world. We welcome a healthy debate and discussion, so feel free to comment and share your thoughts.